good to go. 10 players, damn.
Yeah, it's a big turnout tonight. The Steam sale's doing work.
Yeah, it's been... I mean, like, we've had Steam sales before, and I don't think we got quite this many players, so... I think Hands is probably top 1.
Hans is top 1 until someone figures out the 9 matchup.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's just not really much for other people to beat him. Luminously should be up there. Yep. Rookie should be up there. I'm just not even gonna bother seeding the rest of it, to be honest. There's too many people who I haven't seen anything yet, so...
Yeah. Just throw a sharpened stick into the pile and tell them to fight amongst themselves.
I think that's it.
Welcome to newbies.
Welcome to newbies. Get out of pools.
Yeah.
Alright. So what does the bracket look like after I have done that? I'm just thinking about how to run this. I think we'll do the round 2 players first. Have the round 1 player. Oh. It might be... Question. Do you think it's better to run the people who are... Since there's like a bunch of the people, like 7th versus 10th seed, so there'll be people who haven't played... Who we haven't seen play at all yet. Do we want to do those first? Or do we want to do those in the losers bracket?
Well, it's probably more efficient if we want to get people we've never seen on stream before to get the round 1s on. Because we haven't seen any of them, and they're playing each other.
Fair enough.
And if we do dip into losers, then whoever's left by that point might be someone we've seen before.
Yeah, well, we'll have to dip into losers regardless, so... Alright, one last check that no one else has joined. Cool, start the tournament. And I'll start pinging people. And also get the link salad ready.
Oh, it's been prepped.
Oh, it's been done!
Yep.
I don't think that room link is up to date, unless Robo joined.
Should be. I got that room link, so...
Wait, you used that one?
I joined your room and then took the room link.
Oh, and gave it to Robo? Okay, thank you very much for preparing that while I was doing other things. Alright, I'll update the pin and then we'll get started. Alright, so we want... Esu, wow, versus Indecently Decent on. And Ruthless, that's the one.
And Ruthless.
And Ruthless. We'll do the round 2 guys off stream, maybe? Or, yeah, I think we'll do them off stream just to speed this up, and then go dip into losers.
He's moving to the kitchen for Ethernet. It's better than not playing with Ethernet.
Yeah, I'd much prefer... I'm willing to wait if it means his opponent gets reasonable net. Okay, just need to choose the names. Esu, and the other guy is... Indecency. Alright. Just need to wait for people to join now. DXT said, wait, I thought I unregistered for fuck's sake.
No, he's playing against. Oh, wait, I need a refresh.
No, I refreshed. Yeah, I think DXT. Yeah, DXT DQ'd himself, I think.
Okay.
He must have done it after the tournament had started. Yeah, DXT is DQ'd himself fully.
And just like that, Negato is 1 win away from being in winners finals.
Like that's not even. Okay, all right.
That means you
How
don't
did
get a
that
lot of
happen?
games before
What?
he has
If
to
he
go up
said he
against
dropped
like
out like
someone
an hour ago.
fairly strong.
Yeah,
I don't know. Challenge being bad.
how did that even happen? Well then, that's 9 players. Actually, you know what? I'll change this around since we don't have.
Hopefully they haven't started playing yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's all good. We're only 5 minutes behind, so. Indecency is fighting Esu, who is not here yet.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that. Wait. Yeah, that's not Snare. We're waiting on Esu to give us the. Well, to come here with his Ethernet rather than playing on Wi-Fi.
Ah, that's Esu, the one with the bunch of different names.
Yes, that's. I assume that that's him because it was in his list of names.
Yeah.
He's apparently permanently in a character crisis. And
he's got a lot of net play tags.
Yeah, he does. Soku, BBCF, Melty Blood, Power Rangers. More BBCF tags. Them fighting herds and Guilty Gear Accent Core.
Having that many notifications for like, hey, I put a lobby up would drive me up the wall.
I basically just have BlazBlue at this point.
Yeah, I used to have Eunice and Guilty Gear. Eunice drove me up a wall because they could only do like lobbies like with one person in them because of the lobbies in that game.
Oh. So there'd just be constant pings.
Yeah, because you know how the Eunice lobbies, they can't be turned to free-for-all.
They can't? That explains a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were just constant pings for one-on-one rooms.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Fighters pings are fun. I have one right now, actually, apparently. Alright. Switch the names around. Okay, Ragnar. Good starting pick, and Taukaka, who is probably not a good starting pick, but we'll see.
Tao's hard.
Yeah, Tao is very hard.
Was that a random stage?
We'll see. Wait, stage. I think one of them. I know someone in this tournament mentioned that hey, they don't have a very good computer. So this may be an issue. Oh, synchronizing. That's not good. Yeah. Oh, we got Colosseum. It's almost the netplay stage. Almost. It's the wrong one by like a down press. Oh no, that's not good. That's in slow motion. That's really not good.
Yeah. One of them did mention that they were having like frame drops. I can't remember exactly who it was.
Oh no. Oh. Yeah, I think that's an Alt F4. Alright, off to a great start. Alright, we need to copy the pin. Alright. Pasted. Netplay stages, they're important, especially if your opponent has a really bad computer, from what we can tell.
Yeah, bad computer or bad net. That's not a very good combination, but
I mean, it's entirely possible. Like, even if they go to Alter or one of the other netplay stages and it still doesn't run too well, we might have to be DQ'd, which will be unfortunate. But like, honestly, just playing in permanent slow motion is not fun.
yeah.
I think I've told this story before, but back in Chrono Phantasma, I tried to do ranked mode, and I managed to get someone whose computer was so bad the game was running at like 30 frames per second, and I could DP normals on reaction. Which was very dumb. He'd do something and I'd just DP it every time. Yeah, the games are not balanced to run at 30, well, at half speed in this game. Alright, we just need to wait for...
He presses 5A and then has 3 seconds to think about what he's done as the DP frames start.
It's like playing rock, paper, scissors in slow-mo. It's not really, because you can react. If you do the first move, you lose. So... Alright, it's Andruthless. Still waiting on Esu. We probably should have had someone else come. While they sorted out this.
Maybe.
Yeah. Going back to Taukaka though, I honestly think Taukaka looks pretty good now that I've seen a bit more of her toolkit and her combos.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I feel like she's been slept on for a while, but she's just hard to play.
Yeah, Chibi's been labbing her combos, and delayed Tiger Knee jump 236B hold is what is that input? Why? I feel like it shouldn't take this long to start up the game. There we go. Alright. 10 minutes late. Let's go. If this is still a slow-mo, even with a netplay stage, I'm gonna have to DQ, but... Yeah. Well, consider this. Taukaka has a big thing over Jubei. A DP super, that's 7 frame startup. That's actually a big thing, to be honest.
Please select your character.
Yeah, can't safe jump that unless you got the proper setup for it.
Yeah, there are some characters who can. Alright, going back to Taukaka. Straight back down. And Esu is the person who can pick the stage now, so... Stage select. Lessons? No. Alter. Alter. The other direction. Okay. Oh boy.
Alright, you got 15 seconds.
Let's go. Come on.
Alright, press down.
Yes! There we go. We've hit it. With 3 seconds to spare, but we got there.
Alright.
Sweating. Alright, getting right into it.
You made it, gentlemen. Good luck, and Godspeed.
0 matches, let's go. Alright. So. What's the bet that we have any combos? Ooh, that looks a bit better.
For Ragnar, there's like a 50-50 chance. For Tau, there's like a 10% chance of those combos.
Hey! Could just be doing like 3C into knockdown, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, 5C. Buttons? Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Just I mean, I respect it. Pressing things is a good idea. That's the DP input. I have drives and I'm not afraid to use them. Oh no. No combo.
Fatal 5D, but no big combo.
That's maybe not the best move to try confirm into. We know just learning Ragnar.
Doing air Infernal Divider.
What am I watching? Alright. Taukaka movement.
They're finding their buttons.
Yeah. See? I told you! Combos! Oh. I'm pretty sure that was ODR safe, but, you know, keep pressing buttons.
Yeah, tried to call out the OD into the 5A match.
Devoured by Darkness is not a good super. Alright, we saw more combos than I was expecting, to be honest. Instant air dash DP.
Yeah, DP.
Doesn't know the knockdown. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It's a lot of DPs.
Shows he does actually know the knockdown move. The cat swatter. No, get out of the skies.
Rebel 2. Action.
Okay. Trying to anti-air. Oh, okay, that worked there. Run a throw.
I like it. With Gauntlet, I was about to say Gauntlet Harvest. Call it Hades once and then do it again.
They'll never expect it a second time.
Yeah, they definitely won't accept the follow-up.
Okay, low profiling under. I don't think that was intentional. I'm pretty sure that was just a mash, but... Okay, driving all over the place.
He's zooming.
Zoom in. Watches. Tries to go into... Does DDP, alright. It worked, but, you know... This man has figured out the D button, the DP button.
Yep.
It's over. It is indeed over. That honestly looked fine. I don't know how like the connection was because it's a bit hard to tell by combos because we have no like context for how good they are at combos.
Dude, the double tower super change.
Oh, he's played the old games, so that is very out of date. Yeah, a lot of characters are very different from those games. All right, we have a very old player. If they're like, wait, where's the 1 becoming 2 super?
Yeah.
Is the input?
Where's my install? Where's my install?
I missed Devoured by Darkness. Speaking of that, I've actually been playing Continuum Shift Extend recently. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Before CP, the BlazBlue games are kind of kusage.
So I've been labbing Ragnar, right? And in order to go into 2-2C, you need to do either 3C or 2D, and it has to be somewhere in the combo. But you can't do anything. Like in the newer games, right? You can do 5D air hit, and it will launch them down, and then you can cancel that into 2-2C, and it feels great. In Continuum Shift Extend, you have to have done 3C, and then combo into 5D in order to be able to use that cancel. It's very strange. There's other weird shit about
DB
it.
is still kusage, what you on, right? Yeah, you're right. Look at
You're
Ribcage.
Oh, that would have been a pretty big starter if he had not gone into the follow-up, but okay. Knows the sort of like the combo route, even if it's not the best. Okay, DDP anti-air, picking him up. Oh, Ridge. I missed belly ledge. Another big starter if he had not cancelled it into the follow-up. A lot of that is sort of the case with Ragnar. If you get Nightmare Edge raw and you don't cancel into the follow-up, it's such a good starter. Also, this
He's
man
jumping over foot buttons.
This man needs to use okay, all right, interesting.
Wait, okay.
Devoured by Darkness, it's blocked. No, the 25 frame startup, it's so bad. Okay, zooming around the place. It happened again!
So that move from tower there seems to force... It seems to ground them.
Which one?
She leaps up from the ground and Esu hit Indecency with it earlier. And it grounded Ragnar.
There's like a bunch of her drives that cause hard knockdowns actually. Like even 5D does, Jump 2D does. DPs! This man needs to just go with the Hell's Fang. Okay. Backdashes the throw.
Spacing.
He's doing 5C a lot. Like, it's not the best button. He needs to do 5B like that. 5B is good. Throw. All right. All at Hades. Oh no, that looked a bit laggy. I think what's happening is Esu's computer is dying whenever Ragnar lifesteal particles are on the screen.
Yeah. Ragnar life still.
Oh no, he
particles
needs
in
to,
mode,
he
so
needs to do
that.
Hell's Fang after that, not DP.
There are some things that kind of tax the Blaze Blue engine, I guess.
Ragnar.
Ragnar's life steal
The
particles.
protagonist
also
is too
OP.
powerful for this game to contain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, his Astral has like always lagged the PlayStations, I believe.
I don't think the Astral is a particularly big issue, simply because it's like the game's already over by that point.
Yeah.
You just get some dramatic slow-mo. Alright.
Yeah.
He's throwing out a lot of nightmares. It's not really what it's good for. Ooh. This is actually just sort of keeping on them. Okay. TP. Run up overhead. Oh no. Rapid.
Walk up throw.
I mean, hey, it was a throw counter.
Yep.
Okay. Catches him with the EA, and that's active flow. That hurt. Tries to.
Are we going to see a
TP.
tower Astral?
This man, he's wilding.
Alright, you got a frame trap there.
He's just wilding out. He's just throwing out those DDPs. It has no invulnerability whatsoever. Not head invuln, not any invuln whatsoever. Trying to do
Those
the
items
items.
are RNG, I think, right?
Kind of, but also no. Yeah. He asks if Tau still has her items. She does. They're kind of RNG, except also not really. There's like 3 different moves. There's like half circle, forward, A, B, or C. And I think A
I
is
if I
like...
played BB or just played Susanoo. Good answer. Good answer, stream.
Fair enough. Yeah, anyway, so... The A version I think is sort of like a vertical one, goes up. Then there's the B version, which goes horizontally, and that one has RNG, because you can get, like, various items, right? And if you get the baseball, if it misses them and goes off screen, it'll come back. You can actually do some funny stuff, where you deliberately whiff it on Oki, so it comes back.
Hmm.
And then there's the bowling ball, which is more like a neutral thing, because you throw it out and then you crawl behind it, because it's just a very active hitbox. Sadly, it's basically impossible to use it as Oki. Oh, round start Hell's Fang.
Round start, no block. Are we tabbed out?
Oh, I think this may be the disconnect. Yeah, I think. Nope, buttons.
He tagged.
He ticked, and then, oh no, he doesn't know how to block in the air. There we go.
Alright.
Does anti-air into 3C. It combos, which is interesting.
Got quite the comeback to make here.
Yeah, this is, I'm plus. Time to do my DDP. Oh no, blood. He's figured out the blood scythe.
What do you mean I can move forward and then be plus?
I mean, it's very
Why would-
slow.
Why would I never do this?
Why would I do anything else, you mean? Oh no.
Yeah.
This might be a little bit laggy as well because of all the particle effects. Run up 6A. Not 6A, 6B. DDP, alright. Tries to do jabs, gets hit by the overhead. Alright. I know that route. That's an actual optimal route, but... Interesting. Okay, it whiffed. No, what am I watching?
Alright, Indecency, just keep pressing the D button.
It's working somehow. Alright.
It's making him lag. Just press the D
Oh
button.
no. It's the OD. Man, that was actually okay. I think okay. And just gets hit by counter.
Yeah, the counter scissor into you.
I mean, it's legit. It's legit. Counter scissors is good.
Controller disconnect.
Ah, that explains it. Do you want to redo? It's fine if you don't. If you do, I guess. Watching that just made me have an existential crisis. Oh. Both of them say whatever. Join this tournament for the experience. All right, we'll assume we'll just count that as happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have KNT and Andruthless.
Was that a 2-0?
That was a 2-1.
Ah, okay.
Alright. Yeah, we have so many new players. I think it was like over half the bracket is people who we haven't seen play before. Alright.
We'll just need Esu to pass now. And,
Please select your character.
why the fuck is Han still here? He's here until you can get rid of him.
He's here until he loses. No, he's here. He's probably gonna be like just top 1 until people can beat 9. Because like he's not. I don't think he's good enough to justify just sort of like outright banning him from the newbie tournaments. But the problem is the other players haven't figured out how to deal with 9 yet.
Oh wait, a Mane player, okay.
I've been typing to someone.
We've got Noel versus Amane.
Noel versus Mane. Well, one of these people can spam their drive and get like and just throw out active frames, and the other one can spam their drive and ignore blocking. So depends on which person has a better idea of what their game plan is. There we go.
Alright.
The D. Use the D. He knows that the chip. That's how you chip people. Okay. Fatal.
Yep, right through the optic barrel. Not doing huge
He's
damage.
doing it on level 1 drill. He's got absolutely no chip damage at all yet. Okay, he's low. No combo. I think he tried to do the like multi-hit attack that Amane has, except just got hit.
Your names are apparently outdated.
Oh, my names are outdated. Right, sorry, I was distracted by doing stuff. Alright, recent score. There we go. Up to date. Who needs combos? We need extremely tiny amounts of chip.
Keeping the pressure going.
He's hit KNT with so many drives that this should it
He's
should
almost,
actually have,
yeah. He's almost got level 2 drill.
he's almost got level 2 drill just from doing the just the level 1 drills. Leveling up drill is hard though. You have a stance that levels up drill while you're holding it, and it's projectile guard point, I think, so it's actually pretty useful. Not too bad to throw out. Okay, just gets hit by the active frames. That is unsafe. No punish. Trade. That is a big whiff. Fatal. Well, not fatal, but this damage. If Andruthless had, what was it, actual comp, that was not a good burst, but KNT was in the middle of something as well.
Alright, rapid into...
Absolutely nothing because too close to the corner.
almost got level 2.
It's almost there. Will we
Almost
see
there.
Chip? Come on. Come on, boys. Chip damage. Oh, he figured out the stance. Look at it. Look at that drill.
Alright, use the D.
Use the D.
Yeah, there
Give
you
him
go.
the D.
Yeah, there you go.
We hit level 2, boys. He's figured it out.
Rebel 3. Action.
Okay. Using that drill in neutral. It's actually working out pretty well. Somehow.
I mean, it's like a active hitbox, I guess. It's just out there.
I was like, yeah, Noel can throw out active frames, but have you seen Amane? Oh, this damage is just so low. Oh,
The pressure is
2K!
actually kind of alright. There's some,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
some dump cancels going on from the amount.
The damage is just not there, but whatever. Alright. He needs to... Come on, we need to see the stance again. Come on. Stance.
You're almost there.
Level 2! Level 2 drill! Oh, it's gone.
Oh,
Come on. Come on. Use the drill.
we're almost there.
It's going down! No! Look at it! Victory! It's going away! Admittedly, he's, like, actually just out neutral. Okay. Immediate confirm into super. Why not?
Alright, health is low on both sides.
That chip. It's actually relevant at these health levels. Alright, and Ruthless takes that. This man...
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Oh, that really was. We didn't see, like, any of the level 2 chip, actually, because it was all during combos, or if he didn't actually get any hits with it. You don't need level 2 drill on a Mane, even though, like, level 2 and level 3 drill is where all of his damage comes from.
Yeah. Using more than level 1 is unoptimal.
He's limiting himself. We wouldn't be able to handle his full power.
Noel Vermillion Nishiki.
Alright. Right back into it. Gorilla Mane.
Yeah. I mean, he sort of is a gorilla.
Not really? Not really? Apes together strong as Carl.
Rebel.
Yeah, that's Carl.
Okay, tries to do the command grab. Unfortunately, he's in the air. That was not a good burst. Only 200 damage though, but you know, it's the principle of the thing. Don't burst just to do two hits. Okay, the drills. Alright. We're about halfway to level 2. Oh, the stance! The stance! Alright, drills.
Oh, there we go.
Will we actually...
Now we're getting damage.
Are we going to see any actual, like, drill chip?
3.3k. That might be the highest damage combo.
It's
on
all...
the
Oh, there we go! We finally saw some drill chip. It was all combos before this point.
Rebel 2. Action.
Imagine a Mane winning with combos.
I mean... Mane's damage with level 2 and level 3 drill is actually really high. Like, he can hit pretty easy 5k from what I recall with level 3 drill.
Yeah.
It's just sort of getting there. Because you can't really use the stance for free, and obviously you don't build it up very much without using it at all.
The optic barrel use is probably a bit misplaced.
Yeah,
Pressure hit.
they're all too far. Level 2 drill, alright. Mashes out, hitting him with that drill. Noel just getting drilled. There we go, there's the chip. Oh,
Yeah. There it is.
a bit too late on that
We haven't-
rapid. Level
I haven't
3
seen the
drill is
Beyblade
almost
yet.
here, and
There's the
goes
Beyblade.
through it. Blocks that. Nice instant block, doesn't disrespect. And chip. He's figured it out. It took him a bit to figure out how to play a Mane, but he's got it. He's learned.
He's got some idea of what he's doing.
I mean, he's figured out, hey, this button does a lot of damage, even if they're...
Yeah. Even if they're blocking.
Even if they're blocking. Unfortunately, I don't think KNT knew what barrier was.
Yeah.
Admittedly, it didn't matter for most of that, because most of the time it was level 1 drill. But, well... Whew. Okay, and we want Rookie and Snare, which is going to be the... Snare. Going to be the last set. I think it's Rookie and Snare, right? Snare 3. Unironically, don't block, just get hit. Getting hit is still pretty painful if they have actual combos, but in that case, yeah.
Yeah, dealing with a Mane once he has drill,
Yeah.
kind of annoying.
I mean, like,
he can block.
his
or he can get hit.
his drills gets faster startup as well. So I
Yeah.
think when he has level 3 drill, if he's doing, if he's like constantly leaping onto you to reset, you actually need like a really fast anti-air to beat him out.
Select your
Yeah.
character.
So if you're like Tager or something, you basically can't actually anti-air him.
Iron Tager.
Admittedly, oh hey Tager. Admittedly, if you are Tager, you can instead just do 360B, and they'll fall into your command grab. But that's not quite an anti-air. It's Tager's best anti-air, but it's not. It's mostly because they just land into his command grab because it's so slow.
You could try and counter assault.
You could.
This is like
that is not
like
also,
the one
that is
case.
not a good idea.
Yeah, this is the one case where being Terrami is ideal.
There are some issues with doing counter assault because American Tager.
Rebel 1.
Because in order to do counter assault, you need to stop using barrier, which means you're actually vulnerable to chip for a little bit of time. Oh, the 360B. All right, not doing any combos, just getting that follow up. Okay. Knockdown.
All right.
Not going
Tager's in the zone. Tager's no longer in the zone.
Tager leaves the zone very quickly. There we go. 360A. Okay. Let's go for Spike Ball immediately.
My projectiles are kind of okay here. They're a bit better because Tager's pretty big. But
Well, the thing about this is it sort of doesn't. They don't really prevent Tager from getting in. They punish him for doing things, but he doesn't need to if you're at ranges where the projectiles are relevant. Okay. Magnetic wheel. There we go. The DP. He's still legit.
yeah, Tager was good in CPEX, wasn't he?
Apparently. I don't know much about CFX Tager, but going for the throw. That's a thing Snare does a lot, is he usually goes for sort of like low throw mix-up. Admittedly, I can understand why you would go for low throw mix-up, because my high-low mix-up is not very good. There we go, Spark Ball.
Yeah, it's a Spark Ball.
At that range, I think you need to do 6A. You just can't do 5A. Oh,
Alright, wake up.
not
Rookie.
respecting the 360A. Blocked.
Alright.
Definitely could have been better. Spark Bolt on deck. There we go.
Alright, if he can combo.
He doesn't know if he'd known the 2-2D loop.
Yeah, just churning for his life. Kept churning, probably rolled for it. Got hit.
Rebel 3. Action.
Mashing out. 8-frame jab. Tip of the throw. Just wait for Spark Ball, really. There it is. Okay, that worked.
Almost throw it.
He knew. So Rookie, I feel like Rookie's biggest issue is just his complete and utter lack of combos. Also, side swats them out of the corner when he could have been doing like 4K, which combos would solve. But
We don't need combos, we just need get beat.
we're going. You don't need combos.
Magnetic wheel.
That
it's
didn't
good to see.
I don't think that comboed.
Yeah.
I swear that has like 20 hits raw, right? I'm not crazy.
Maybe an OD.
let me check. I'm legitimately curious. Did that combo, or did he just get hit by raw magnetism?
Does Tager's anti-air grab have magnetic? Yes. If you are jumping and he does that, and you're magnetized, you'll just get sucked across the screen.
Yeah, it has 20 hits. Okay, he just got hit by raw magnetic wheel.
Right.
That did not combo. That was not a combo at all.
Natsume. Tager.
Yeah, it's 32 hits in overdrive.
Yeah. Tager using his anti-air grab was something I got hit by a lot when I was like pretty new, because I was constantly in the air.
Atomic Collider. Bonk. Just pull them from full screen. It's such
I'm full screen. I'm gonna be okay no matter what I do.
I'm gonna jump over the Spark Bolt. Oh, wait, never mind.
Rebel 1. Action.
How long until my match? I can feel my hands fossilized. Where is the Gato?
He got the buy from the
Yeah,
extended.
he did. Alright, they're going to be on next. So, yeah. After this one, you'll be on. What's up, Diz? Feeling better? Oh no. Pretty decent combo. 6 is not a good reach button. Spark Ball, alright. No, that's not the route. Generally you want to end in Atomic Collider, because it leaves them fairly close. And,
Rookie could probably use some Atomic Colliders, and the Snare tends to be in the air when he's magnetized.
Yeah.
Like now.
Yeah, like
Although
there.
actually, Maya's spear actually stops me.
Alright, that's dead. Oh. That was... Yeah, you have to do falling buttons to beat that. It's a very active command grab. Oh, throw counter. Purple throw, but doesn't matter. Can't take throw counters. Run up. Oh, the overhead!
Take it, Chad. Rise up.
2D. Maybe not the best thing. There we go, beating that match out. Oh, no, he needs to do... So, when you're in the corner, you need to do 5D there. Crossing.
Yeah, magnetic wheel.
Oh, no, the 360
The
again.
respect.
Yeah, he gave up on doing the corner combo. Fair enough.
Do an Atomic Collider.
Spark Ball, and Rookie takes it. Pretty confidently. He needs to work on those combos, really. Like, instead of doing 6B, he needs to do 2C, 2D with. That is sort of the loop that you do off Spark Bolt, really.
I mean, he doesn't have combos, but he can get away with it right now.
Snare.
Tager's got the big health. And,
Snare in chat, why can't I escape grapplers? Oof. Anyway.
Grapplers just want a hug. Why are you running?
Alright, we've got hands and Negato on stream. His fossilized hands will hopefully not be a detriment here.
Why are you running?
Until we come together as a community to ban them for the greater good of fighting games. Nah.
Yeah.
Grab
You saw that
command
in a
grab,
video.
you're banned.
Yeah. You saw that Gina video. That chip player.
He was
Just had the game
outplayed.
stolen from him.
He was outplayed.
You got one good read and just killed him.
I mean, to be fair, that's Chip.
Yeah.
Chip has like the lowest health. What was a Sol can TOD him with a single 6 H gun hit. He's just sort of unusually squishy, even for fighting game pixie characters, really.
He knew what he was getting into with character select.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, ran straight into that.
Alright, so Hans on the Tsubaki against Nagato's Ragnar.
Okay, that didn't actually roll pump. Interesting. Gets hit by the second overhead. Ah, tries to press buttons. No! This man's just getting mauled. But fittingly, we've got the Azrael theme in the background. Oh no, that was not a good idea. Could have been much more damage from Hans there. If he'd gone for the DP route, probably could have hit like 3k there. Raw Hell's Fang. Working out there, but still not the best idea. This isn't Sol. Fafnir isn't plus. Well, you don't have Fafnir. Run up 6B, that was actually pretty good. He just didn't have a combo route off of it. Okay. I have complained many times about doing that super, but it beat no tech there. There's like a very specific response you can do.
3C fatal?
Yeah. There's like a very specific response you can do to that super, which is sort of just like neutral tech and then jump. And if you like super jump and barrier block, it just sort of keeps you in the air long enough that they don't really get any mix up.
Yeah. Like they could try and TRM you, and that's basically it.
You don't want to block it on the ground either. I mean, they can't even TRM you because it'll purple throw, so you just can react to the throw.
Oh, yeah, right.
They really just don't get anything. It's a waste of 50 meter in my opinion.
The inferior set play super.
Yeah, there are definitely better set play supers. Honestly, it's like mostly a neutral deletion thing.
You've got a ping in that play chat
Oh,
about whether they're playing or not.
Let me check. Indecency. Do we fight now or wait? Oh shit.
Right, so Hans here catching. Oh, no tech from Negato there. Either that or a quick tech. Very quickly deleting the man's life bar. Alright. Hans just taking advantage of the respect to charge up some stocks and then getting another combo and another combo. Alright.
So what happened there
Nice knowing you, Negato.
is Hans low profiled the 60, but 60 was a low crush. So they both whiff, and
Tsubaki has a whiff follow-up.
yeah, exactly. So that was very sad. Imagine having a low crush that lost to a low.
The low was so low profile that the low crush just whiffed.
That's so sad. Like that's what it's for, is to beat lows, and it lost. Oh no! Catches the roll. You can't do that versus Tsubaki. Not if they're not if they're checking it.
Yeah.
Rolls backwards. Blocks that overhead. Presses out. That was actually a nice press out. Just no
Right.
combo.
You're down on life here, Negato, but
That
you are
was-
Ragnar. You can make it all back.
That would have been a punish, I think, if Hans had gone for a jab.
Okay, you just got DP'd.
That
unfortunate.
happens.
That's 2-0 already.
That
I
was a
think.
very quick 2-0. Like, Negato just sort of needs to stop wilding, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, as Ragnar, you've got low health, so
well, you've got low health. Combos are important because a bit more important in this game because you can't sort of set up. Well, even if you set up like a good situation, there's just so much damage that you could be getting, and also setting up a good situation that your opponent might be doing. And also, he's not as good a neutral as Sol, to be honest. Like, Sol has a bunch of things he can throw out that are just plus. Like, Hell's Fang is just no replacement for Fafnir. Or we've got Luminously and Rookie.
yeah. Instead, Azrael has the Fafnir.
Yeah, instead.
Also, doesn't have a Bandit Revolver.
Yeah,
Or is it Bandit Bringer?
he doesn't have both. So,
Yeah.
admittedly, those aren't as good in neutral, although Bandit Revolver has some, like, anti-jump out utility, which, admittedly, you don't really need that anywhere near as much in this game, because you just have longer strings in general. You can just do lows to check jump outs.
Alright, so we have Luminous and Rookie.
And Rookie.
Second and third seed going up here.
Yep.
Luminous has combos.
Indeed, he does. That he's played a bit versus my Taiga, and I actually need to play like semi-seriously versus him. So I think Rookie is probably going to have issues here.
Yeah,
Then
because
again,
like Taiga has a lot of health, but Celica does a lot of average damage.
Celica does a lot of damage, and I think Luminously has sort of started to understand how to fight Taiga. Then again, it might just be that, yeah, no, that so you see that string that Luminously just did, right? You can 360A, and there's nothing they can do short of rapid that will stop you from punishing them. It's very sad.
Yeah.
You're
Delicate strings are vulnerable to DP as well, so...
Yeah, it's quite bad. You don't want to do that string. Admittedly, if Rookie isn't aware of it, so okay, it's punished. And that is dead.
Character with some of the lowest health in the game versus character with the largest amount of health in the game.
Action.
Yeah. I mean, that just means it takes a while.
Yeah.
Unless one of them gets it. There we go. Alright. Get that magnetism. Pull him back in. Ah. So a big part of like Tager's sort of mix-up after 2-2D now is doing 2-2D whiff to pull them in. Except I don't think he knows that you're even able to do that. Oh, that was an interesting throw.
Yeah, no, he did that against me once. It's a combo that drops, but he recovers and is plus enough to throw you if you land. But you can just like
Press buttons.
air back tech or air up tech and avoid it, and he'll like throw with.
Oh no. Drop the combo again. He's trying to go for the stuff. I hate jump 360 so much. That did not combo. Oh, he did not hold that to extend the guard.
Real fighting game
magnetic
players
wheel,
should hit
not
that.
magnetic wheel. Get B, and he just got hit. Yeah. This man needs combos. Like, even if it's just as simple as doing like 6A, 2C, Atomic Collider. Hands, I don't know what intimidates me more, fighting Luminous or fighting a Tager player. You Tager player?
Tager players are already at rock bottom. They have nothing to lose.
That's why they keep doing command grabs even when people know how to beat it.
Yeah. The phrase, why would you do that, is wasted on a Tager player. There is no answer.
It's true. Well, I mean, it's you've already lost them at the moment at character select. Like, why would you pick Tager?
Yeah.
That short combo. So doing 2-1-4D, the like charge ups thing, is a really big risk. Luminous needs to stop doing that.
Disrespect.
He keeps trying to like, well, do any sort of meaty stuff versus Tager, and it's just like, well, I'm gonna guess that you threw off your meat. Oh my god, he's trying it again. It doesn't work. I hate that move. It's so bad.
Just got reset there. Just churning his life away.
Yeah. So the thing is, Luminously sort of hasn't gotten over this habit yet of constantly using Jump D. Now Jump D is really bad versus Tager because Tager doesn't actually have to anti-air it. You can just block and then churn 360A. And if they don't do anything, they will get hit by your command grab. And if they do something, they'll get hit by your command grab. There's no route for them to be safe, really. Right, Spark Bolt on deck. And another cool thing is that overhead is not throw invulnerable, so you can just grab it too. They can't Did he just
okay. Yeah, what a chat.
Okay, he doesn't know the combos, but he just burst off a jab.
He realized he had the health lead and he was like, you're not getting away from me.
Admittedly.
This is my chance.
Oh, he did not Alright, churn. Counter Assault? Maybe not the best use of meta. I know I've said Counter Assault is really good, but not in that situation. There's absolutely no mix-up coming. Oh, takes the purple, very nice. And just gets hit by the jump D.
Hit by the Spark Bolt.
Stop doing 6B, it hurts. Alright.
Rebel 3. Action.
What did you just try again?
5D? I don't know.
I didn't quite see it. Oh, DP? Okay. Trade.
That was a
Interesting.
2C on Celica 6A.
Alright. Gets crossed up. Gets hit. The move that always crosses up just gets hit by it.
Shouldn't be dead on Taiga. He's got the health.
Alright, Spark Bolt.
Blocks the Spark Bolt.
He just needs to play perfectly. And just gets hit by the Fireball. What the fuck is this damage? Celica hurts. Celica hurts a lot. Admittedly, Taiga also hurts a lot, but Rookie doesn't know the combos. So.
Yeah.
Alright, now we're moving into the losers bracket. Andruthless and Snare, I think. I think I told Indecent to play. Yeah, they did. Alright, cool. Rookie said he's going Taiga because newbie match. You don't have to.
Hibiki is too powerful.
I don't believe that yet. No. It's not so powerful that we're going to ban him.
Yeah, pull the Hibiki out and claw your way back up from losers.
We'll
Show
see.
him why you held back. I didn't want to do this, but you pushed me too far.
Gonna break my limit.
Yeah. Forgive me, Sensei.
We're just waiting on Andruthless to join. I'd drop Hibiki for Taiga in every single instance. I think if you don't know what your combos are, if you're trying to win, maybe Hibiki might be better. Kind of just pressed 8. I could tell. You do that versus me as well. Like, you just need to stop, oh, it should be pinned. I will scroll up as well. Hibiki with the Kagura skin is pretty cool, to be honest.
Kagura skin.
The color skin.
Ah.
The color set.
Give Hibiki Kagura's hair.
Please select your character.
Suddenly he's the coolest character in the cast.
Need a sprite edit of that.
Give Hibiki Aorb. Suddenly he has
Oh,
a projectile.
Andruthless is swapped to S now. Okay.
S, okay.
He was playing Amane earlier, I believe.
I mean, S is probably better, but especially if you're new. Like, the S is like just top tier and also a simple to understand Shoto. But then again, Snare is pretty aggressive. He's alright at being aggressive as well. So
Well, it's not a bad character to be aggressive with,
yeah.
especially if you're starting out.
That what? Did that low crush a mid? Okay, good. Tries to go for the command throw. That's not a thing. Okay, gets that knocked down. Rolls out. Immediately does 2 C. Interesting.
Hit by the overhead. Alright.
Alright, so thing that you really need to know when fighting Mai is she has no low mix-up for those for her overheads there. If she goes into like the, what was it? The 5XC. Which is
You
sort of
need
like
to names, apparently.
the name. Do I have the name? Yeah, I have the name. Sorry. Don't mind me. If you go into like 5XC, you have 2 overheads and a mid. So you can't really enforce any mix-up there. It's all frame trap. Even if there are overheads, you have to do like rapid 2B or something to actually hit them with load. Ah yes, that's plus. You can't disrespect the charged one, it's actually pretty plus. DP, nice rapid.
JC cross up out of the DP, pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty standard, but well, it works. Having a DP that launches you like that is pretty good.
Mm.
Especially since it has 2 hits, so you can just sort of choose whether you want to be launched or not.
Yeah. I'm kind of fond of the standing DP rapids though. Like Susano. DP rapid, walk up throw.
I mean, you can do that with S as well.
Yeah.
Because
if you're quick enough.
You have 2 hits.
Please select your character. Mai Natsume. Amane Nishiki.
Alright, going back to the Amane. We're gonna see the chip. I think the S could be better, but that's really, it's just, at this point it's down to which character do you have more combos with. Okay.
Oh, Reincarnation, good song.
Okay, that was a nice poke. No combo, but well, no red beat combo. Bursts out pretty early.
Got a block now.
He's really not familiar with the range on his C normals.
Yeah, the dead zones are a bit to get used to. You've also then got to get used to like the 4X versions of those.
Nice.
The dead zone is small.
Smashing out with that standing jab. Gets thrown, and I think this is dead. There we go. Super. And that's very much dead.
Rebel 2. Action.
Blue beat again.
Oh, blue beats, we take those. Catches
oh, no.
the roll.
Catches the roll with 5A too.
Mm.
Throw. Oh no. New players don't know how to take throws. Being mean.
Alright, just no take that.
Mashing out. Oh, too late on that rapid. One stray hit and he's dead.
Mm.
Which probably
Just don't get
happens
hit.
and there we go, gets frame trapped. 3k off a grab. That's pretty standard. Like most characters get that sort of damage.
Mm.
Like sort of like the average damage is 3k off overhead low throw.
Yeah. I mean, throws do a lot of damage on their own. That's like 1k
Yeah.
to start with.
Yeah, they do half of that just by themselves as well.
Yeah.
Right. How much time do we have? Should be fine.
There are some characters that can do a lot more off of throws, though. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss Ragnar's CP throw combo. In CP, what you do is you do throw and immediately just do crush trigger, and you did 4k off throw for 25 meter.
Mm.
And you just do that every time. It was really good. Admittedly, like damage and CP was a bit higher in general, I think.
I think it was.
You can still go back and play CP. The game still exists.
You can play CPEX.
Yeah, I know it has version select as well.
Yeah, you can play CP 1.8 or whatever.
Yeah.
Can't play 1.0, unfortunately. Although, you may not want to.
Ah yes, we'll play with top tier Kokonoe.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best idea. Annoyingly in CP, Belial Edge is a pain in the ass to get to combo correctly. For some reason they made it really annoying to get having it work. That was a phrase. Anyway, yeah, it just you need to have like this very specific height relative to the opponent, otherwise it doesn't work, and they just get knocked down. And then you can go back to C6, whatever, continuum drift extend, and then it works basically for anything. But that game is
We've
weak.
got Crayola Hibiki.
Okay, anti-airs the low crush. Oh no, he's doing the DDPs. Rookie going back to his main. Drops his combo. I think the counter version launches them a little higher, so you need to adjust for that. Throwing out those clones, the overhead. This man being bamboozled. Instant air dash into DP. No fair. Carnage scissors. Unfortunately, he gets punished.
Rebel 2. Action.
The name's updated? Just checking.
They should be. They are indeed updated.
Okay.
Okay, run straight in. Jump C. Gets hit by the cross up. Oh no, he missed his 2C. Dropping his combos. Indecency is just throwing out those DPs. It's working too.
Yeah. Just put out a DDP. Be
Why?
like, this is a no jump zone.
This hurts a little. How are these not being punished? How is this not being punished? What am I watching?
That was DDP, that wasn't even CDP.
What is going on? What? What?
Just do the DDP.
How did that situation just happen?
Please select your character. Ragna the
But yeah,
Bridge.
Indecency.
DBP,
Maybe
go
DP this. Also, DDP actually has no invulnerability.
Wait, does it have anti-air?
No, not even
No.
that.
Yeah, it's just a combo DP.
It's just a combo DP.
Yeah, I
And
always
for
have
some
to ask
reason it has a
myself
fatal
question,
counter.
because
Not a fatal counter. It really
Naoto's CDP has the anti-air on it, so I'm like,
You'd
Ragnar's
think-
does as well.
it would be similar to Naoto's CDP, but you'd be wrong.
It traded the anti-air attribute for lifesteal.
Wheel of Fate is turning.
I mean, that's fair.
Rebel 1. Action.
Okay. Ooh, interesting. Nice conversion. Just gets thrown out of his oak. Drops his combo a little too... He needed to delay a little bit more on the second hit of Bullet Head. This man needs to stop. He can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with this. Like there, he got punished.
Yeah.
Alright, he's going...
Okay,
What?
wake up,
Wake up, charge
crush
crush trigger into DP. This man is mad.
I don't know what I'm watching there. Alright, we're back in neutral.
With neutral things are happening. He's trying to just like sort of control. Okay, he's trying to control space with Nightmare Edge, and that traded. All right. What is Blood Edge experience? Is that a Gen X Ragnar fanfic?
Action.
Isn't that the Naruto thing?
It's the Naruto series, so it's
Yeah,
like,
that's-
what if Soul was younger?
That sounds appropriate. Also, how does this work? How? How is this many DPs work? Oh, he tried to do something there. Got hit by the overhead. Interesting. Oh, he jumps out
Oh,
of it.
damn, that almost worked. That almost worked. It was almost big brain.
What? So he did dead spike, but got hit. But it kept going. He then immediately cancelled into 2D into another dead spike.
I don't know what I'm watching. There was a 6D into 6-2 3D. I think he was just mashing the DP.
That was something.
Takes me back to the Netplay 20s, like when I first joined. And there was like a bunch of the regular 20s were just like full of newbie players.
I don't think I don't recall seeing something quite like that, to be honest.
I don't know. You might be surprised.
Maybe I'll have to go back through some of the old VODs. Clearly.
Yeah.
I don't have much advice for that one, aside from maybe DP less.
DP less, please.
Alright. Snare's first, so he'll probably be on that side.
Actually, I'm pretty sure on like the second tournament I played in, I was playing against a Rachel player, and I used 6C a lot, and Buffy joined the room and saw it, and he got angry about how much 6C I used.
I remember like when Centrifiction and around the CP time was, like he'd join online lobbies, right, and find Tarumi players, and every time they would round start 6C him, and he's just like, why do people keep doing this? He just saw it so much.
It's because it's so bad that nobody expects you to use it, and then you use it, and because they're not expecting it, it works.
I mean, that can work at a high level, but not when you're Buffy and you've seen it so many times that you're just sort of blocking, down backing around start, and it's blocked.
My Natsume, Ragna the Blood Edge.
Alright, we've got the other wild Ragnar player.
Yeah, the more refined Wilder.
He DPs a bit less and does other specials a bit more.
Yeah.
Neither
He found Gauntlet Hades and he started doing that more.
Yeah. He needs to use 2D as well. 2D is a really good move.
My Natsume, the wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1.
I mean, round start, if you're expecting them to 6C, why not?
Round start air throw, what a read.
Yeah. He's done that a
Right,
couple of times. He's figured it out that round start air throw is pretty good. Roll catches.
Alright, rolling back against a character with whiff cancels.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's also not much point to rolling in the corner, to be honest. Okay, immediately held spang. Rapid. There we go. That was actually pretty good. But, like, it could have been
Rapid
faster.
delay walk up throw.
I mean, it could have been faster, but the concept was good.
Yeah.
Rebel 2. Action.
Okay, walking low. So, the thing is, this man should DP more, except on wake up. We've got the duality of Ragnar players. One DP is too much, the other doesn't DP enough. Okay, that worked. Interesting. No combo, but
Just whiffing buttons in front of each other.
I mean, I think that's working better for Snare because Snare has... Oh, very nice. Blocks that over. That should be dead. I think doing... What was it? Like doing 236 into 236D would have been a bit better. Because that looked very close, but that was otherwise pretty good. Yeah, it's not unblockable. What is this?
My Natsume, Ragna the Blood Edge.
But yeah, like Snare has definitely improved a lot from when he started. It's been pretty fast too.
Wheel of Fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action. Counter.
It's bound to happen if you just keep playing.
Yeah. Also, that's a
Diving
good
helps.
point as to why people block Gauntlet Hades. If you never do lows, why would they block low? Nice air throw. Actually using air throws. That's a thing that a lot of good players don't do. So.
Rebel 2.
I hate air throws. And I hate them because they're good.
They're good for a reason. Not blocking. There we go, the DP. Yeah. Tries to Gauntlet Hades. Unfortunately, that does not work. So Mai actually, one of the reasons why she's not very good versus other characters is because she doesn't. Her strings are very vulnerable to DPs. Lots of frame traps. And also she doesn't have very good OP TP. That was an interesting route.
Yeah, air throws aren't frame 1, but their hitboxes are huge.
Tries to Astral. Block. Oh no. I think that was trying to microdash 5C maybe? He tried. And got hit by the overhead.
Alright, just clocked by the overhead.
And that was 2-0. Yeah, like, I repeat, like, there's no low mix up there. After that, fuck it, I'll actually post that in chat. We're going to Dustloop to grab the image. And we'll post it. But, we're not out of losers yet. We've still got one more set. Where is the My image? There we go. Alright, Snare VS Rookie.
Oh, wait, you're a Venom player now, Robo. I haven't seen you in Guilty Gear for ages.
Please
I thought you were
select
still
your character.
Soul player.
Natsume. Hibiki Kohaku.
Soul is pretty great. Best character, to be honest. I did 5 Fafnirs in a row in neutral once. A couple of days ago.
I did DP 3 times, and then they tried to punish the 4th one. The fools.
They got outplayed.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Alright.
What are we up to in the bracket?
This is
Okay.
the
Losers
semis.
semis.
Yes. Going back to winners after this one. This is still first to 2. Last one. Okay, mashes out of that overhead. Very nice. Tries to mash, but gets hit by the overhead. If it's on 2C, that probably would work.
Hit by the big My JC. Yep. He's thrown for his tech.
Just immediately goes into super. Fair enough.
Rebel 2. Action.
Wait, why does it block clips?
What, like a Twitch clip?
Yeah, I assume no. Yeah. Wait, did Robo? No, Spawn Star posted the, Bracket needs updating. I thought I did. Oh,
Hit him with the 2C,
what?
kind of crossed him up there. Don't think he was expecting to end up over My after blocking the attack.
I reported the scores, but it didn't mark the bracket as in. Alright, it's been done.
Frame trapped him there. Big burst. Alright. Burst from Rookie, catches the air dash with the super. Doesn't manage to get the combo. Needed to do like a micro dash there.
That was very nice, actually. That move is doing a lot of work, surprisingly.
Tries to anti-air a little too early. Did he just... Okay, so he high-profiled the spear with 3D, or 2D as it was. Nice.
Alright, counted him there.
Tried to do something.
Alright.
That's unsafe. So yeah, recognizing when your opponent has done something that is unsafe enough for you to just outright punish them is pretty important.
Alright, JC's through the my string now. Wake up throw.
The drop. Backing off. Just taking this health lead. And nice
Oh,
super.
that was a nice use of the super. I was telling someone new in the net play chat today that like wake up throw wasn't very common. Like just raw throw on wake up isn't very common, but it's kind of common in the newbie tournaments by the look of it.
I mean, like it's kind of like doing wake up mash.
Mm.
It's a 6-frame option compared to.
Oh, I mean like a meaty throw.
Oh, meaty throw. You mean like throwing them on that Oki?
Yeah, because they were asking about the weakness of like just throw OSing on wake up.
I mean, you can do a delayed throw.
Yeah.
Like
And it's like, oh, it's pretty much just TRM and
it's
like
just
a cross up.
TRM.
Yeah.
You can only whitelist one channel's clips. Only one channel.
That's weird.
That's
Twitch is obtuse.
That is pretty strange. That's negative, just keeps going in afterwards.
I find it kind of weird that Twitch, links don't show up on Twitch without like the mod permission.
I can sort of see the reasons for it, because it's just, like, imagine someone starts advertising their stream in your one. Like, that seems kind of rude, so... Just having it banned indiscriminately makes some sense. Did you ever have absolute beginners sign up to get their ass handed to them? Yes, that happened this week. We had 6 of them. Oh, that's gonna catch the air dash. He's landed a lot of those.
Mm.
He's gotten a bunch of worth out of those neutral supers, which is actually pretty good.
He crushed the anti-air with JC. That's
So,
unfortunate.
Snare then mashed out, and then got mashed out in return by Rookie. We mashed. No one's got reads, they just mash. Okay, tries to jump out, that's it. Flip. Unfortunately, the flip does not work very well.
Alright, Super's through the string there. He's almost dead.
That is not a DP super, but it works out anyway. Tries to cross up and just gets hit.
Yep.
I mean, there's no one to play with if you're not in the squad. So,
Yeah, pretty much.
alright. Dashes out again. Gets him really over here. Just getting small short combos. Ooh, goes for the over. So, there's not really any low mix up there. Because, like, what is he gonna do? Just recover and go low? You can just react to that.
Alright, very risky situation for Snare.
Yeah, Snare, if he gets, like...
You could probably just super and chip him out if he doesn't barrier.
Oh, and he just gets poked out by that jump seat.
Mm.
Right. 2-0, but it was close though. He won that one. And now we have Hands and Luminously.
Just hit him until his HP is 0. One sec, my cat wants to be let in.
Okay. Just waiting for Hans to join the room now.
Alright.
Still waiting.
Still waiting. Alright, that's the last person, I think. You can see
No,
the
there
name
is.
Hans in the pile of names.
I see hands, but I see Tsubaki and I think Ava.
Alright, name's the wrong way around. There we go.
Hans, I think, pretty intent on sticking with the Tsubaki.
Not wanting to swap to the 9.
Hmm.
Held in reserve.
Yeah. I was kind of keen though to see if Luminous had figured out anything for the 9
Beat the
matchup.
9.
Yeah, because we did give him a bunch of advice last time.
Oh, if it just like landed and done a button, he would have punished that 3cc whiff. That's pretty high recovery. Oh, they're doing the dive kick. He needs to just stop doing them.
Alright, OD's through the 5B and Hans respects there. No, I guess he was thinking EA.
I think he had to do like something to knock him down. That was plus. He just matched and it worked. Ooh, do we have sort of DP's out. Fully charged, fatal counter.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can't hit stop OS that one.
Gets sniped by the dive kick. Blocks that. Not getting hit by those overheads.
Catches the jump with 5B.
Gets hit by that low though.
Oh, doesn't manage to connect off the
He
RC.
can't actually DP here. He needs to do, what was it, rapid 2B, honestly. Like, rapid
this?
throw.
If he gets the actual damage, he might be able to kill off
He
that.
didn't get another loop.
Oh, that's dead.
Takes it, but...
The
that was
Celica
pretty
dive
close.
plus, no.
No, it is not. Nice trade. Stocks on deck.
Off JD, I'm pretty sure she has cancel into drive options though.
This... Okay, so don't use... Oh no, he's gonna do the overhead. Oh, no, healed. Phew. I was like, all of this blue health is just gonna evaporate. Rapid 2B? No, got him.
Blocks the overhead. Doesn't, well, he got throw countered there, so.
Makes the DP whiff, but double jumps and can't punish. Nice. Alright.
Alright.
Very close first half of that, but the second half was fairly dominant.
Hmm.
Please select your character. Celica A Mercury. Tsubaki Yayoi.
Right back into it. Near play stages.
Picking the theme.
I'm really sad that we can't play whatever stage we want because there are so many good stages in this game.
Yeah.
Like when I was doing locals with Aether, we actually got to pick stages that we enjoy playing on.
Rebel
So good.
1.
Alright,
Action.
back into it. Tries to just anti-air. Absolutely nothing. There we go. Whiff cancel anti-airs. Kind of dumb.
We've cancelled the anti-air into another anti-air.
Tries to do 5B, I think, and just gets beat out by the speed.
Hmm.
Keeps dropping. Dive kicks out of that corner.
You might be
the other dive
trying
kick.
to disrespect Celica a little bit too much. Celica's pretty good at frame traps during
It was
pressure.
50 meter. I guess because he got the 50 meter from having the DP blocked, he wasn't doing it. Okay.
Alright.
Low crushes something.
2A there. With the enhanced 2-2D overhead.
Yep, that's the one. I just couldn't see what got crushed. So
Alright, very respectful start from Hans here.
nice throw. Alright.
Tick throw from Lumos.
Big drop. That's unsafe, but safe enough.
Doesn't manage to combo there. Giving Luminous another chance, and now
The
he's
stocks, blocks the
got
DP,
us all back
gets
in
a
neutral.
punish.
This will be fairly big damage.
Oh no! Whiffs the 6A. 6B, I mean. Okay, getting into the corner. We're gonna see a DP.
Alright.
Accidentally
Good damage
sidesteps
output from
himself
Hans.
into the corner. This is dead, I think. Unless there
Unless
is a
he-
drop. Oh, there is a drop. The nerves.
Good tech on the throat. Going for the OD. Alright.
100% Luminously is blocking this right now. And unfortunately, that overhead has guard point. You can't counter assault there. Tries to super. There's no meter on deck
Alright.
now.
Hans isn't dead yet, at the very least.
Combo. He got that last hit, but just didn't have enough damage.
Hit by the overhead. Hans did alright though. He spent his OD, but he stayed alive long enough to get half of it back.
Yeah, he's got a pretty big OD advantage. And just gets hit.
Yep. Blocks the DP.
There we go.
Alright.
Luminously can
Just
use
DP again.
his actual combos now. You fool. You fell into my trap. I
You
can do
thought I would
damage now.
stop DPing? You thought I would stop DPing because he blocked one DP? Alright. Hans, you gotta keep DPing.
He just whiffed throw there. Okay. Gets up on
Alright.
the overhead.
Got an overhead combo.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, that's dead.
Very nice.
Alright, one more and Luminous will take winners.
Are we going to see the 9 swap? Or is that going to happen in grands to make it go 3-2, 3-2?
We'll see. We'll see if Hans sticks to his guns or if he thinks Luminous deserves the 9. Oh yeah.
We'll get in the 9.
Alright.
We're going 3-2. Or
Let's see how much you've learned, kid.
Yeah. Luminously had great issue with this previously, but got some advice. So hopefully that advice was helpful.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Okay, round start 5D? Interesting.
Alright.
Alright. This is actually very good for... Oh, big drop. I was about to say that's very good because if, what was it? Luminously keeps the momentum up.
Alright. Planes through? Oh, that's not good. Oh wait, okay, meaty.
Okay, it's back to being very good. I was about to say...
Oh yeah.
I
Alright,
was
now
about to
I'll
say
get...
that Hans has no DP. Well, now there's the DP for the tank. But Hans has no DP and no defensive options to get him out. But there was just a scramble from round start to round end.
Rebel 2. Action.
Hans might be having some trouble coming into 9 cold.
That might be it. Oh, throw reject miss. Trying to take those throws. Did it too early. Drop. Just keeping the pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Mac is out. I have a 6-frame jab too. You can't just use yours.
Alright, now the Yoki's started. All he has to do is keep the lead, yep.
You can't
Don't
do
want
that.
to DP when 9's at that range.
Yeah, 9 is very DP. Oh, tries to freeze, but unfortunately that was too long.
Oh, nice throw.
Bursts out. The burst killed the blue health.
Good 6C.
The burst killed the blue health. There was like this huge
Another
chunk
good
of blue
6C.
health.
Alright.
Oh, and
Didn't need to burst there. I would have just held on to that burst.
tries to guard point the projectile, but very unfortunately you can't do that when you have not enough health to survive it. It all got converted to blue
Yeah.
and then you're dead.
Yeah, now we're here again with no burst, and Selika's 10k health. This isn't going to go well. He's turned the situation around though. He's got Hans in the corner.
No one has any burst. And there's a drop. And just gets hit by the drive. Okay, lightning ball on deck.
Alright, good plane out.
Assault out. Does not want to deal with this shit.
Watch for the 6C.
Keep going for those throws.
Nice rapid throw.
2B
Can
would be a
Selika,
much better option.
Selika can kill off this, I think.
I think so, but it depends on whether... Just DP
Yep.
out.
There's the
DP
DP.
at the right range, too. Very nice. It was touch and go for a bit, but no 3-2s.
Alright. Hans is in losers now.
Yeah, that's... Luminously has learnt from the previous week.
Hmm.
So we've got Hans and Rookie.
Hans, if he's going to fight his way back up, maybe do it with the 9.
Probably, yeah.
Just to warm the 9 up.
Feeling that warming the 9 up is probably the best bet for Hans. Wait, did Hans leave?
Yes.
I think the low is a better option post rapid there, because throw people can kind of just DP out of anyway, whereas low will beat DP if they're mashing DP out of the drive string.
Yeah. You
can also do left right with it if you do leave a gap, but don't know to stop jump D. That's honestly my strategy for dealing with jump D is to back off or play Tagger and just 360A. And yeah, ODR is another good option, because what if you don't have burst? DP is the thing.
I mean, you could try and anti-air it. It's a bit awkward to anti-air just because of how fast it moves.
It's got like a very weird angle. It reminds me a bit of the skull head that AusAnime has. Both are pretty difficult. Yeah, you can just DP it.
Yeah.
Up plus frames, that was quite nice. Well, faking out having plus frames, just going into cross up.
Alright, good to see. Put him back in the corner. That's what you get for jumping in. I have a whiff cancelable anti-air and I'm not afraid to use it. Alright, cross it up.
These crosses up. Cross-ups are just work. He did not need to cross up twice, but...
I think the basic answer to like Hibiki drive stuff coming at you is up back. Because if he crosses you up, you've got cross-up projection.
Yes. Well, you can also just do the anti-cross-up OS, which is pretty standard.
Yeah.
Can you backdash it, or is it dangerous? Depends on what character. I think Azrael can probably backdash it. But yeah, we mentioned it earlier, but the cross-up OS is just like holding B while holding back and just mash A.
Yeah.
It is
I
indeed
mean,
good stuff.
there's a few versions of it. It's like
It depends on what button you want to come out. Really.
Yeah, you can just use a normal, or you could do a special like a DP.
Normal's the safer. Doing specials, doing supers can be good, because Carl has some meaty stuff where he'll left-right you with a meaty, using his doll to meaty you, so you have to guess left-right. But what you can do is you can option select DP super in the other direction, or just DP. And beat both, basically. Nice. No combo off that. Definitely could have gotten a like a full combo. Oh.
Alright. Roll through and then
too hard.
5 big star.
It's anti-head. Okay.
Alright, caught him low there.
Probably would have been DPable. So a thing to pay attention to is, depending on how high they are, when they actually do, well, any air normal. If they're close enough to the ground, you can just DP them after the air normal. You get anti-air, getting them. Tries to do low crush stuff.
The hell of a punish on like 2A.
That
Hell of
is
a punish on
not
5A.
dead. That's going straight in, and
Oh yeah, that's dead. Active
Yeah.
flow.
even without active flow, that would have been dead. But
Hmm.
yeah, just going into what was it, 6D can be pretty risky. Honestly, like doing almost anything that isn't like an A or B normal versus someone with OD can be somewhat risky.
Yeah.
Please select your character. Tsubaki Yayoi. Hibiki Kohaku.
That was really close.
Yeah. No, Rookie's looking at taking Hans' spot in Grant.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely possible. It's not out of the question, I suppose.
Hmm.
Then again, I think Hans may, since he's got a little bit more experience, so I think he might adapt better. Just
Yeah.
getting used to the matchup.
Action.
Yeah, Hans has been around for quite a while now.
And like how long you deal with sort of like a longer set is a pretty important thing for tournaments like this. Like he's learning the tricks, like doing 3D into the stance and just trying to do an overhead, which is pretty risky. Okay, anti-air, not work out there. Just jumps out.
Jumps out, uses JC to just keep Hans locked down there.
Hans is having issues keeping him locked down as well. Like he's honestly just doing things,
Hmm.
and it's working.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of jumpy.
He is very jumpy.
It can be hard to deal with.
I mean, it's to his detriment as well. Like,
Yeah.
just constantly using stance. He doesn't want to end. He always wants to go into like a, what was it?
Rebel 2. Action.
Into like using a special to mix up. He always goes into like cross up or the leap special or stuff like that. He doesn't really end on like 6A and just run back up.
Yeah.
Which is sort of like a fundamental part of making pressure really strong, is just resetting on that.
Caught the roll there.
Yeah, caught the roll that drops, so... Okay, TP trades.
Looks like something resembling a safe jump, but just didn't safe jump, unfortunately.
Takes it out. That is safe, apparently. And low crushes the anti-air. Big DP whiff, but he air dashed backwards.
Alright. Both players 100 meter here, so.
Well,
okay.
he just ran into the plus on block charge, so.
Yeah. Fafnir.
You want a character that has Fafnir? It's Tsubaki, except it costs meter now, so.
Hmm. I saw someone at some point comparing Tsubaki to the Holy Order Soul.
It's closer than a lot of other than basically another character, I think. They both have charge cancels, they use stocks and stuff, except Hoss uses it involuntary. Can you do something to punish book charge?
You can just cancel Bush Charge on reaction.
It might have enough recovery that might work.
Hmm.
I'd have to check. I'm pretty sure you'd have to do it preemptively regardless, because if they do like a little bit of a charge,
Oh,
then
did they choose a not net play stage?
I think they chose a non-net play stage. Yeah, recovery 9. So if you did it on reaction to them doing it, they can just, if you don't hit them in 9 frames after the super flash, they can just release. So we will look at Hibiki. This might actually be viable, whereas the Hibiki super. So his projectile super is like not +5, so you'd have to be pretty close. But his lunge super, you know, the one where he dives down from above, that's 1+7. So if you did that, on reaction to them using the charge, that would punish
You
it
could, yeah, by a frame.
by 2 frames.
2 frames.
So it would actually, it would punish it.
Oh, has Dustloop changed its like? Dustloop's changed its website again.
Oh no, what have they done now?
The special inputs have like little bubbles around them.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
Oh, I
looking
see.
at Hibiki. Yeah.
I see.
Change the formatting.
I did not honestly did not notice that.
I thought, I don't know, I saw it and I was like, oh no, am I like on a mobile website again?
Rebel 1. Action.
Getting on. Just low profiles under, I think that was 5B? Man. People, so one of the big things I've talked about, and it's been like months since I talked about it, but punishing DPs is a thing you just need to learn to do. It's not even like you need to, oh, you need to read them and block every single DP every single time. No, what you need to do is you need to have a combo that is painful enough that they don't want a DP anymore if you block it, if you block like a DP. If you block one DP and then you do 5C overdrive cancel and then proceed to do like 6 or 7k or even 5k or 4k, like
A meterless one is a meterless punish is
a
good,
meterless is better.
You can
but-
always do it.
Yeah, a meterless one is better. Like, if you get, like, a meterless 4 or 5k damage combo, that's really painful for your opponent to... Like, okay, I get out and do, like, 1k damage. Or, I lose half my health.
Yeah.
That's starting to not look quite so good. But if you never punish them, or you never have a painful punish for when you do, if you just got your regular combo, the odds don't seem so bad.
Someone's yelling at you in chat. You punished the DP as you were talking about.
Just no resources to kill one. I mean, you need to have like a good optimal combo.
Yeah, you want to do...
You want to do some
Most
hefty
characters...
damage.
Yeah, most characters can do like 4k off a good starter as a
Yeah.
DP punish.
4k is low as like a DP
Yeah.
punish.
Yeah, like without resources though.
Without resources, 4k is still like not the best. There are characters with much higher than that. Jumps out,
Yeah.
beating that throw. Jump A beating that overhead. He's super jumpy. Blocking that overhead.
There are some characters that kind of need resources to do like a DP punish though.
Yeah, like
Jeremy's one of
Hackerman.
them.
Hackerman's another.
Yeah.
He's just throwing out those charges. Unfortunately, no more meter. Well, there's the stock. And, interesting. Teleports behind and gets hit. Imagine playing a low damage character in 4K is a lot. Yeah, you kind of need to have that 4K damage combo though. Like 4K is sort of like the bare minimum. Yeah, this is sort of like once you're starting to get up to Rookie, Hands, and Luminously's levels, you start to need these DP punishers. Because otherwise, good players will just DP in your face every single time, because you're not punishing it to any significant degree.
It's like, oh, I could take 2k at worst, or I could DP.
Some DPs can give you more than that. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
I did DP Rapid and did 2k myself without spending any more resources other than the 50 meter.
Alright, straight to 9.
Straight to 9. Alright. Can he beat 9 on this time?
We'll see. He swapped to 9 from the get-go, so he's got more time to...
Yeah, he doesn't
Adapt.
have to just like adapt in one round. Oh, gets hit by the rock,
Alright,
jumps out.
just up back there, got out of the blender.
Oh no, lands in the lightning. No combo.
Alright, no confirm off the Amethyst. But
Yeah, it's
he's gotten
usually-
back in anyway.
Like the lightning ball is usually so plus that you can usually combo off of it without any effort. Tries to go for the unblockable. Unfortunately, that is very telegraphed.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of hits done on it. I think 6C he probably could have just comboed with that. But
Maybe, I think it would be ambiguous with the height, but you could jump
Yeah.
up definitely. But
yeah, as we said that, Hans just took out the round pretty confidently.
I think Luminously needs to. He relies on his drive and dive kick too much while in the air. Like he's not. He's like afraid to press buttons. There aren't those two.
Yeah.
I guess.
He's also...
Also,
I noticed
you're
that he's
running
up...
forward, you can just be
Yeah.
Navy pressure.
I noticed he's like up backing to get out of 9 stuff, and it's working, but as soon as Hans figures out how to stop that, it'll start getting him killed.
Well, like honestly, it's not even that bad of a situation for Hans because it's just okay. You're in the air. I'll start anti-airing you. It's not even that bad. But the lore behind these two.
They're sisters, except Celica is dead, and Kokonoe brought her back as a phantom, sort of. Like, she cloned her... Actually, no, she pulled her out of time, and this is like a copy of her from a different time.
And 9 is a zombie.
9's dead,
The wheel of fate is turning.
and she's here, and she's been, like, conscious the entire time, for the entirety of BlazBlue's running time, and it drove her insane, because she had to watch all the loops, and she's just fed up with this shit.
Also, yeah, there's time loops going on, so if you things that stay on block.
Yeah. She had to earn it, man. She had to do the wind combination. She had to do like wind, fire, water to get that.
Wow, so hard.
She needs it.
Okay, the throws. Oh, the drops. Yeah, that's so Luminously
Luminous
was
should-
having.
Luminous should definitely mix in the lows after that RC, because if
I mean,
Hans starts trying to jump to avoid the throw, then the lows are going to catch him.
well, it's not just starts trying to jump. It starts like just okay. I saw
It keeps working.
I mean, it keeps working, so why not? But no. I was about. I got completely distracted. I forgot what I was going to say.
Can't have a Jubei from the past because Jubei's not dead in the present.
Yeah,
That's why Celica is from the past.
they're both dead. How are they here? BlazBlue lore.
Yeah. Celica is a Chrono Phantasma, and 9 is just a ghost. Sort of. Like, she got thrown into the boundary, but she's like super good at magic, so she's kept herself alive despite being dead.
Alright. So you know what Hans needs to do? He needs to pretend he's fighting the bot and just like stay backwards, wait for Hans to Navy pressure and just run forward. And punish.
What does that shit mean? Well, Chrono is Greek for time, and Phantasma is Greek for ghost, so she's a time ghost.
Both of them are ghosts.
Yeah.
Spooky.
They're just different types of ghosts. BlazBlue's got a lot of ghosts. We got Celica, we got 9, we got Terami,
Alright.
got a vampire, got a werewolf. BlazBlue's
Interesting.
spooky.
Interesting anti-air. He keeps being hit by the cross-up, even though it always crosses up. There's no mix-up there, it's just he's not blocking. Oh, the mirror's there. The dive kick. Oh, blocks at that time.
Right, the 6C into it?
Luminously just needs to. He's relying way too much on jump D. Oh, he pressed a button that wasn't that. The rapid throw.
The rapid
Working
throws, they're doing
again.
work.
It keeps working. Oh. Look at that blue health.
The DP just working.
Bursting
Alright,
out of
bursted
the
him into the corner.
drive. Oh no. Has to
Comes out
burst.
doing work.
If
Oh,
it kept running, that would have been a punish.
he got him to whiff 6.
Is
He
this
got him to
dead?
whiff 6C though.
It's dead.
So yeah, good,
Alright,
good
1-1.
whiff punish on the 6C there.
BlazBlue is stupid. Moon 2020. I mean, Mori
I don't
is
remember if I
basically...
said that, but it sounds like something I could say.
Yeah, it sounds like a reasonable quote. Oh my god. I think Luminously needs to just not get caught, really. Like, the moment he gets caught, he's just sort of like, arg, I'm on defense versus 9, what do I do?
Yeah.
Which, to be fair,
I mean,
is a reasonable reaction, but...
He's managing his burst better this time around, which is like one of the yelled at him about.
Yeah. I remember, didn't he whiff a bunch of bursts, I think?
He bursted earlier than he needed to against 9.
Right,
Like
yeah.
before he was put in the corner, and yeah, you kind of just want to keep it until you're getting locked down by 9, and then forced to
Pretty much.
deal with mix-ups that you can't like DP because she's too far away.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1.
But then she'll get in close once she actually hit you. Then you
yes,
can burst.
walking backwards on round start, get hit by 3C.
Yeah.
Oh no, tries to DP. Look at that blue health. That was not a chunk of health that needed to be lost. Oh no. It's all gone. It's all gone.
Yeah, they're sisters.
Oh, that was very fast.
Yep. Spawn, if you're familiar at all with Guilty Gear having like a weird family tree like built around Sol and Kai, Blaze Blue also has that.
Oh, catches him with a low, using a drive that isn't 5D. Or jumping. Oh, that was a big whiff. If he had started pressing buttons, I'm pretty sure he could have gotten this turn started, but opportunity is gone. Nice counter.
They don't look like sisters at all. Maybe they're stepsisters.
The resemblance is a bit... actually, no. Yeah, no. Oh, the crush trigger! Nice!
Yeah.
Everyone sleeps on the crush trigger.
Yeah.
The no mix-up mix-up.
Jeez has taught you well.
Let's not talk about the Guilty Gear family tree. My head hurts just thinking about it. Or trust me, it's worse than this, I think.
Yeah, I think it's worse here. Especially when you start getting into like Terami and Relius.
It's not a family tree, it's a family graph.
Yeah.
Ooh. Turning it around.
Juice has a here's a graph.
The chart. He's got like one of those string charts that people have.
Yeah. You start getting too deep into it, and you get to a point where you realize like Kokonoe is Ragnar's cousin.
Oh no, that maybe probably not the worst burst. He was about to die, so. Oh, needed to press. So that's another thing you kind of need to do is you need to press the advantage when they whiff those big normals. Half of the Blaze Blue tree is Ragnar's sister anyway.
Yeah, that's very true.
How many sisters does Ragnar have? Isn't it Noel?
He's got
all the
how many?
Kumos.
Yeah, how many prime field devices are there? Like, there's at least 13. I think there's meant to be more, and we've only seen like 3 of them.
No idea how to react to Jump D. Well, yeah, it's a bit of an annoying thing to deal with. Yeah. And that's just the playable characters.
Yeah. And then there's like Saya proper, who is like in the Amaterasu unit.
Please select your character.
Does this mean that Susan is Ragnar's sister?
Does this mean that if Amaterasu and Saya are like effectively the same character, does that mean that Terami is also part of Ragnar's family tree?
Yeah. Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, Relius is like technically his dad, and Relius married Terami in that one ending.
Ooh, nice jump. That's in. Probably could have punished if he'd done a button while falling, but the empty low worked out. Oh, catches the jump. There we go.
Harkonnen is Ragnar's brother.
Yeah, Harkonnen's brother, except he's also wearing the Susan unit. So clearly, he's also Ragnar's sister.
Yeah, so the Sano unit is Ragnar's brother.
blocks the overhead. Nice. Gets out.
And it's dad.
Moon's just sort of like repeating the Blaze Blue family tree while the fight's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, the lunge is actually working out. Whip punish. Nice.
Alright. Hans is kind of taking the advantage back here.
Isn't
Oh,
Hagen
good block on that Kunzite.
from
That
a
was a good
different
one.
future? Oh, very nice whip punish.
Yeah, that was good. It's Jin from an alternate timeline, but also he went back in time to go fight the Black Beast. So he's not from the future. He's from the present, but he's been alive a lot longer because he went to the past.
Yes, exactly. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I find the description that Moria's successful Tune debut is pretty apt.
yeah. An alternate timeline meaning that alright, if you play the first Blaze Blue, it's just a bunch of alternate timelines until you get like the correct one.
Yeah.
Like all the possibilities are correct until you find the correct one.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Anyway, one of the Jin storylines you play ends in him becoming Harkonnen.
How did we get onto this topic? I think someone asked about these two characters. What's the lore behind them? Nice throw. There we go.
Yeah.
This is not dead, but one more.
Discussing
solid
BB lore was your first mistake.
So why is Nato here? Isn't he Reina from an alternate timeline? He's from an alternate universe or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. He died.
The backfire hit.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Okay. All right, 2-2. Luminously's on tournament point.
Yeah, Naoto died in this timeline, but Valk knew him. So he recognizes Naoto.
I
But
can't
Naoto doesn't
believe.
recognize him.
Are we not going to comment on the fact that the backfire into jump D was a true combo?
I'm too busy discussing Blaze Blue lore.
That was a pretty amazing thing to have happen.
Hmm.
I think Hans is just like, what the fuck just happened? He left. Wait, he's not out.
No,
We're
come
not
back.
done. It's 2-2.
Please come back.
Where did Hans go? It's 2-2. Where did he go? That's
Yeah, we got the pitchy ping, even without Dez here. Bullet picks incoming. Dez will be very happy.
all right. I think Hans is back. All right. We didn't need to ping. We didn't even need to ping him. We got a white scare as well.
When's Pitchy gonna join our newbie tournaments?
So what? We can actually ping him.
Yeah. I mean, he's been pinged in like every single one. He's basically a part of them already.
It's true. Bullet is cool, but she's also bad. It's sad.
Bullet's one of those characters that has a cool concept, but was flubbed on the execution, the implementation.
Oh, very nice low. No combo, but I think what happened was Luminously
Good
was
block
like,
on the Kunzite.
wait, I'm at full health, I can't do my loops. And just stopped. Yeah.
So Luminous is actually doing a pretty good job of like jumping right over 9 and then punishing the 6C.
Yeah, which is sort of one of the things you need to do. Gets hit by the rock. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is not good.
And in that kind of situation, it's where
Nice.
Hans would probably
Nice
prefer
OD.
to use more of it.
Oh, that was too high. No combo. Super on deck. The
Okay.
air. And it was active flow too, so that's very dead.
Yeah, which is a good way to get out of the drive strings.
Yeah, that is indeed a very good way. Wow.
Is he listening to the stream? Is he using more of it? Because I said so.
Takes the throw. Very nice. Tries to throw again. On range. That is very negative. Could have done something there. Tries to punish the teleport, but unfortunately.
Alright, fire's enhanced.
I think that was an accident. I'm pretty sure he did not mean to do that. Oh, just throwing out the car. It worked. Burst. Alright, maybe not the best burst, and gets crossed up by the Genji. And this is why you just fuck off. That's honestly my strategy for dealing with...
No burst from Luminous though, so if Hans wants to reset the bracket, all he has to do is put Luminous in the corner right now.
Yeah, oh, nice.
And he kind of just let Luminous go there.
Okay,
he started comboing on them.
What? Alright. That's negative. I think if he had done a jab instead of 5A, that would have comboed.
Alright, good Amethyst, no combo though.
Look at all that blue health. This man needs to heal. Whiffs the overhead.
Yeah, don't want to be blocking now. This is a very dangerous spot to be with no
gets him on
burst.
the overhead, and that's the reset. Alright, everyone's in losers now.
Yep, that's a reset.
It's going 3-2. Whew.
Alright, for resetting, I'm gonna have to go to the toilet. So, I'll be back.
Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, right back into it. I think blocking rock is honestly a really difficult thing to do in this matchup. Well, not in the matchup, but verse 9 in general. Such a fast and strong overhead, so... Okay, burst. Immediate burst. Maybe not the best option, but... That's unsafe. Just at a whiff punishes the whiff. Attempted whiff punish is whiff punished. Needs to stop doing those overhits. Whiffing those in or... So, another thing that Luminously might want to take advantage of is whenever 9 like whiffs an air normal, she is in recovery till she touches the ground. Like, regardless of what she does, it will always be recovery till the ground. The only thing that doesn't have that is air throw. Nice, ODR. Not quite negative enough.
Okay, I'm back.
Laser. Oh, dear.
Doesn't quite kill.
Gets whacked by that. Yeah, people. So you can't just always EA as your ODR escape tool.
Yeah.
Like EA is a DP. It's a guess. Like if you're dealing with something that's the opponent is negative. You want to just take the initiative, or you want to just outright punish them, but ODR is 10 frames. You can't outright punish them. Oh, every single hit landed. That did... Oh my god, the damage. That was so much. Insane. Oh, every single...
Alright, yeah, had to burst there. Alright, good plane, actually. It worked. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a bit unfortunate.
First to
it happens.
Please select your character.
9 versus... No character swaps. I don't know what that even swapped to. I don't think Luminously has ever played any other character.
I don't think he has. I don't recall anything.
I mean, it can be good to have subs, like, especially versus a matchup like this. Like,
yeah.
If you're like, what was it? I think one of the some of the best players have just got like, okay, we'll learn mine, because
Yeah.
Mai has got so many good matchups versus a lot of the top tiers. Alright.
I'll learn Maya so I don't drown in pools.
I mean, maybe not like that, but no, that was not a
yeah.
smart decision.
Yeah, don't want to JD.
Yeah,
into
that is that stays on block. Remember, you can't just do that. And just to jump
Yeah,
out.
catch.
There is a pixel on deck, and
Alright, yeah,
so
back.
if like I feel like that's another problem with what Luminously is doing, right? He's always throwing hands full screen, right? And being in neutral is a lot better for 9 here than it is for Saladin. You don't.
Yeah.
If you can, you want to leave your opponent pretty close to you, so you can do like meaty 2A, and just shut down 9's defensive options. What? Oh right, that's projectile invulnerable. The car is projectile invulnerable.
Okay.
Alright. He's so afraid of the fucking Navy pressure. He needs to just like run.
Got him
like,
with the purple. All right. We take those.
the worst part about seeing him do that, right, is he has the right idea, which is run forward versus Navy pressure, and then he reacts to it and stops running because he thinks he's going to get hit, and then it whiffs, and he could have, if he'd kept running, he would have just outright been able to punish 9 for doing that.
Oh, he took his burst.
Ooh,
OD through it.
no, he didn't EA. He could have just done EA and punished.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of spaghetti now. Like the path to victory is definitely there. He's just dropping it and fumbling, I guess. You must discover what WoW is to you. How long has WoW been a thing for Soku players?
Scared to ask. Soku's been around for quite a while, I think.
It's been a thing since the beginning.
Yeah, since time immemorial. Soku players have wowed.
Alright. Reverse tournament point for hands right now. DXD, this is the grand finals. Like, you know, there are people that aren't the top 2. And yeah, like another thing about what was it, Luminously, is he relies a little too much on the dive kicks. If you don't have 50 meter to make the dive kick class with rapid, doing the dive kick is honestly counterproductive. You need to you know, whiff punish them. He's too aggressive.
Rebel 2, action.
What's the
I think he's just not sure how to approach 9 without like the fast active hitbox covering it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, once hand starts blocking, like he's
Good
doing
plan
now.
through the lane time.
Oh, the fatal. Also, yeah, the Oki just isn't there. He's just sort of trying... He's relying on the neutral. Except he really shouldn't be. You want to Vortex 9, because 9's defensive options are actually pretty bad. Throws. He keeps doing it and it keeps working. Okay.
Alright.
Maybe not
Bad
the...
burst from Hans, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree. Doesn't punish that? It's actually possible to punish the laser super. It's somewhat tricky though. Stop going into the overhead, please. Nice.
Alright.
Actually worked out.
Okay with the plane. Just gotta watch yourself without the burst now.
Yeah. Admittedly, Luminously's still ahead on burst, so even if he gets Vortex, he'll probably get it back before he dies, but you still don't want to have to use it, because you're not getting, like, if this exact situation happens, you are not getting that burst back.
Alright, good DP.
Please heal. Please heal. Instead of doing this combo, your next combo, just heal. They both whiff. It keeps happening. Also, this is dead.
Yeah.
Or no rapid. Well, this is still probably dead, but and gets clipped by the
fairy.
This man
Right.
was doing jump D. He needs to stop doing jump D. And yeah, that the recoverable health. It hurt.
Nine has a reversal. She has she can do one with stock, which is 2 on 4D. And she also has a super as a reversal.
How close are these players from not being considered beginners? Well, part of the reason is we don't want to like immediately shut out intermediate players, but maybe a little bit better. They're not too
the way
far
we
off.
look at it. Yeah, the way we look at it is their presence in the tournament is good for the rest of the players because it's a challenge, but it's not too crushing.
I mean, like Rookie was like one of the new players, and he almost he had a pretty good showing with his hands, and so
Yeah.
even like it's 3-0 in the bracket, except it was pretty close at times. So it's not like they're just immediately being crushed. I think it's only really like a problem if it's so crushing that there's nothing for them to learn. Like it's sort of ends up being similar to what would happen if a new player joined one of the main tournaments.
I mean, new players could join the main tournaments if
if they wanted that experience. So
yeah, because effectively, if all of the newbie players joined the regular tournaments that are on Mondays, then you effectively just have an intermediate tourney where you've got a lot of new players that you'll probably run into, but also the stronger players are in there as well.
Yeah, join the main tournaments.
Admittedly, there's like it's mostly just good players at this point, but that's because none of the intermediate or low-level players join the main tournaments.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand it being a bit like scary to be like, oh, I'm going to join the bracket where I'm going to go 2-0 probably. But, I mean...
So what if you go 2-0?
Yeah, we used to not have a newbie tournament. I just joined.
Yeah.
Got told I was mashing on commentary.
I mean, you probably were.
I was.
When's weekend main tournament? Clearly we should just like start having them on Saturday. Screw the locals.
I mean, these are bi-monthly.
Yeah.
So we have like 2 free weeks in a month.
Clearly we should just
do
like
whatever.
say screw Grand Blue, the Grand Blue guys. We're taking Sunday now. What time is the tournament tomorrow? The same starting time as it was today. So it's 11:46.
7:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody daylight time.
So what, like 2 hours? 2 hours and 20 minutes ago, roughly, from now, except tomorrow. Till then. Don't get home until then. I mean, if you join in advance and let me know that, hey, you'll be late by like X period of time. If you're not that late, I can always just delay your particular fights. But yeah, let me know in advance.
Yeah.
But if you're like, what, like 20 minutes late, then maybe not.
Sometimes it takes a while for the stream to start as well.
Sometimes that can happen, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we start at 8.
New fan. Hey, I'll be 3 hours late. Can I join? I think it's a little too late because we'll be done by then.
We're always on time. Exactly. We arrive exactly when we mean to.
And not, oh, we got everything ready and then something came up and we got distracted. Or technical difficulties happened, or...
Where's Viz?
Where's Viz? Oh man, the Where's Viz adventures.
Yeah.
So there is a... In the pins for Players with Central Fiction Tournament, near the bottom is two words pinned, KK. Not what, 2 words, 2 letters pinned, KK. And that's Viz. It's just keeping track of Viz, whatever Viz's username at this point is, because I can't ping them otherwise.
Yeah. Finding Viz is like our version of like Wake Up Jeff.
I have not heard Wake Up Jeff before. Context?
It's more of an Australian thing, I guess. If you grew up watching The Wiggles, the purple wiggle Jeff would sleep. That was his like gimmick, I guess. He was always asleep,
Okay.
so they'd always have to wake him up, and it was hard to wake him
Is
up,
the
so they'd
Wiggles
all have
not
to.
a thing in New Zealand? I didn't watch much television, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would have been a thing in New Zealand because they're like
probably
famous
was.
even in the US, and they do like tours there.
It
But,
probably was.
Yeah, they need to shout at him like in unison, "Wake up, Jeff," to get him to wake up.
I see.
Yeah.
Jeff was my favorite, and then apparently I told my parents he would eat me.
What?
Why are we even talking about the Wiggles? Why is the Blaze Blue? We got into that
The
because we
blue,
were talking
the
about
blue wiggle is actually the Blaze Blue.
It's been hidden.
Yeah.
Is this not newbies? This is newbies. Hello, Runus. Who's
The Terramine wiggle. That's the yellow wiggle.
Where Ragnar grew up with the Wiggles. Is Jeff secretly upset?
Yeah, he's purple like Izanami's hair.
What if we made it purple?
Yeah.
Oh man. Secret Wiggles Blaze Blue connection. It's one of the possibilities of the continuum shift.
Yeah. The red wiggle is Ragnar.
Well, I guess we should probably finish up. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for playing in it. We got so many new players. Well, look, if you weren't listening to the commentary during your matches, please do. Well, go back and look at it because we usually talk about what the players could be doing better. And thanks for watching.
This will be on in like 2 weeks again from now.
Yeah, I think 2 weeks. And there's also the regular tournament every Monday. So bye bye.
Join those.
Join those.